All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're back. Huh. My mic still pops, even with it turned down real low. So weird. Hello, hello. There we go. That's better. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. There we go. Test, test. All right. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Omanian. Good morning, Voltaire. Good to see you guys. I just realized I left my water upstairs. Okay. Now I'm Now I'm back. It was a really tiring day. Yeesh. Well, that's no fun. Hope you've got some plans to rest and make up for that. You know? All right. I think we're going to try to finish off wrestlings today. I'm excited. We're back. Back. Yeah, we are back again. We're back here. Once again. Once again. Hold on one second. All right. Oh, I did it again. I went to the wrong project. All right. We need to go to wrestlings. I think right now we're going to learn about conversions. Conversions. Okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we finished Clippy yesterday. Okay. So we were learning about how to turn one thing into another. Cannot divide F64 by usize. No implementation. Help. The trait div is not implemented. First, okay, I don't know. So we need to, I guess, read about conversions. Yeah. Maybe for a little while. At least for a bit. Mark, not my body, mentally. Man, my colleagues at work, passing resignation letter one by one, and my heart can't be at rest. This is my first job, probably that why. Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. It's always rough when you go through a big change at work, you know? Especially if you like the people you work with. It's always it's a rough thing, you know? You just all you can really do is just take it one day at a time, you know? The thing I always tell myself is this too shall pass. You know what I mean? I just try to remind myself of that adage of like, you know, this too shall pass. with enough time, we'll look back and we'll wonder how we got through it, but we always do. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry you're going through that, man. Is there a particular reason why your colleagues are all handing in their resignation letters? They just don't like the company anymore? Or what's the story behind that? Oh, this isn't even part of the book. This is all official documentation. Let's see. These are not directly covered in the book, but the standard library has a great documentation for it. Okay, so what does this say? Rust offers a multitude of ways to convert a value of a given type into another type. The simplest form of type conversion is a typecast expression. It is denoted with the binary operator as. For instance, println would not compile since 1 is an integer while 1.0 is a float. Excuse me. However, println 1 as F32 plus 1.0 would compile. The exercise using as.rs tries to cover this. Excuse me. Rust also offers traits that facilitate type conversions upon implementation. These traits can be found under the convert module. The traits are the following: from and into, covered in from into; try from and try into, covered in try from into; as ref and as ref mut, covered in as ref mut.rs. Furthermore, the standard string module offers a trait called from stir, which helps with converting strings into target types via the parse method on strings. If properly implemented for a given type person, then p person equals mark, 20.parse.unwrap should both compile and run without panicking. These should be the main ways within the standard library to convert data into your desired type. Okay, so this is a little bit of a choose your own adventure set of exercises. So I guess let's dive in here and see if we can't figure this out. Okay, obtain the number of bytes, not characters, in the given argument. Dot length returns the number of bytes in a string. Today, add the asref trait appropriately as a trait bound. So RT I don't think I know how to do this. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do. Okay, well, we're just gonna Google, or more like it, we're gonna Gemini. Yo, I'm a noob learning Rust. I'm trying to complete the ask in this code here. Let's see. Don't just tell me the answer, but can you help me understand what is being asked of me to do? This is a great question. When you're just starting with Rust, the syntax around generics and traits can feel like a sudden wall of complexity. Here's a breakdown of what the code is asking you to solve step by step without giving away the exact syntax immediately. See the mystery type. Currently, your function signature looks like this. In Rust, T means any type. Yeah, I understand that. To fix this, you need to restrict type T. You need to tell the compiler, I will accept any T provided that T implements the asref trait. This restriction is called a trait bound. However, asref is generic. You cannot say implement asref. You have to say implement asref for what target type. So do we know the target type? Okay, usize. You can't just have an adapter. You need an adapter to USB, an adapter. Yep, okay. So they're basically just wanting me to use a constraint. I think that's what they're wanting me to do. So you're wanting me to say as ref and then usize. Is that the idea? Okay, so this doesn't seem... Oh, or maybe this should be asref string slice? Oh yeah, here you go. There's a byte counter, and they're passing an S. Okay. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. I thought I was going to have to, like, implement these things or something. But I just have to say... So this would be... Oh, hold on, this still doesn't work. A without an explicit lifetime name cannot be used here. Consider... Let's see. Without an explicit lifetime name cannot be used here. Explicit lifetime name needed. Consider introducing a higher ranked lifetime here. I guess I'll try to follow the compiler's message, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Usually hint starts with stir. Okay, I think that might have worked. Thank you, Gemini. Okay, obtain the number of characters, not bytes, in the given argument. Okay, so this would be asref stir. Okay, excuse me. Squares a number using asmut. Add the appropriate trait bound. Num square. Implement the function body. Squares a number using asmut. I guess this is basically trying to say that I guess this is basically saying that we should pass in a number, and that number should get mutated so that it now equals something different. So I guess they're saying you would do like arg.asmut. Oh, Copilot already knows. Okay, but that we don't know if it implements asmut. So then we have to say asmut, and then we have to give it some sort of type, but what type should we use here? How assign Rust. This says, why is my Rust code 100 times slower than Python? Uh-oh. Let's see. What type should I use for any number that implements PAL assign in Rust? I guess I can just pick, I guess. No. Is PAL assign even a thing? Maybe F64. Did Copilot hallucinate this? Rust. Is PAL assign a thing? I think Copilot hallucinated that, didn't it? Okay. How? 3 maybe? Let's see. But why do I need asmut here if I'm just gonna have to reassign it? That seems dumb. This exercise, this group of exercises sucks. It basically just drops you off a cliff, and you're just left to ask Google or AI these days. Let's see. Let's go back to where we need to be. All right, bruh. Same thing here. Oh, shoot. Dang it. That's the same. Hold on. Stop. It's the same thing. Here we go. Stiff Skier. Hey, Stiff Skier, what's up, man? Good morning, Abdul. Good morning, Blackfire. Who else here? Deep Engineer. Good to see you. Good to see Ryan. Morning. Hey, I missed the answer to my question earlier. How good is AI in generating Rust code? I actually don't know. I haven't used AI to generate a ton of it. I would guess it's not as good as something like Python or TypeScript, but um, you'd have to do some experimentation. You know what I mean? Yusuf, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Let's see. What else did I miss? You should use a dynamic type. Okay. Let's see. Just check the how generic type constraint. If there is one, use another generic or a dyne type. I don't even think I know what that means. Abdul, hey bro, got my second client. Nice. Way to go. You rock, man. Killing it. Building the business over there, aren't you? That's killer, man. If you call as much, sure, but it's not needed at all. Let's see. I vibe coded a few apps in Rust. I found Claude to be capable in it, but last I tested other models, they had to keep fixing their compiler errors. Interesting. Search dyne keyword in Google. Well, I'm just gonna finish the exercises, so I'm not looking to go on a side quest today. I just want to get this shit over with. So we're just gonna let Gemini guide me. Let's see. Change the T to as T mut. As mut. I don't know. I don't even know what the intended type is. What is the intended type here? U32. Okay. Inside the body called dot as mut. Okay. Say arg dot as mut. And use the star operator to square the value and assign it back. Yeah, I'm not sure what the right thing to do is here. Is this like do this? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. Show me the answer. My feedback to the Rustling authors is this sucks, bro. Okay. So let val equals arg dot as mut. All right, here we go. Nice. I learned nothing. It sucks. As you can tell, I've lost all patience. All right, let's see. The from trait is used for value-to-value conversions. If from is implemented, an implementation of into is automatically provided. You can read more about it in the documentation. Yeah, the documentation sucks, bro. The documentation is not helpful. So used to do value-value conversions while consuming the input value. It is reciprocal of into. One should always prefer implementing from over into because implementing from automatically provides one with an implementation of into, thanks to the blanket implementation in the standard library. Only implement into when targeting a version prior to Rust 1.41. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, I need examples. Here we go. String implements from stir, an explicit conversion from ampersand stir to a string. Okay, can you show me what that looks like to implement it? There we go. From IOAir for CLI air, from num parse int. Okay, so now what are we doing down here? We implement the default trait to use it as a fallback when provided. String is not convertible into a person object. To do, complete this from implementation to be able to parse a person out of a string in the form of mark, 20. Note that you'll need to parse the age component into a U8 like with something like for.parse, okay? Split the given string on the comma precedent. If the split operation returns less or more than 2 elements, return the default of person. Use the first element from the split operation as the name. If the name is empty, return the default of person. Parse the second element from the split operation into a U8 as the age. If parsing the age fails, return the default of person. Okay, use the from function. Alrighty. So, first things first, split it. So how do we do that? Let parts equals s dot split. Okay. And what does split take? Returns an iterator over substrings of this string slice separated by characters by a pattern. The pattern can be a string slice, a char, a slice of chars, or a function or closure that determine if a character matches. Can I do that? And what does this give me? This gives me a split. And this gives me So how do I does this have a length? No. Okay. Let's see. In Rust, how do I split a string and determine the length of things in the result? It's important to distinguish between byte length and character length. It returns the number of bytes. This returns the number of Unicode scalar values. Let's see, if you have multiple delimiters, hello world, use split white space. Counting the number of items. If you just want to know how many pieces the string was split into, use .count, okay? So then let's say let num of parts equals parts dot count, okay? And then we'll say if num of parts is less than 2, or how about does not equal 2, then return person default. like this. And I think that is correct. Let's see. If maybe missing an else clause, if expression without, yeah, that's fine. And then let's see, if the first element from the split operation, if the name is empty, return default. So if, let's see, let name equals parts. Do I just index into this? That cannot index to a value of type. Okay, so how do I get? How do I access each item in the iterator? Like if I want to get the first item. Okay, use next. Yeah, I guess maybe that's what I want to do. Nth. Maybe I want to do nth. Oops. Nth is 0. Yeah, I guess I can do like this, like unwrap or give it default empty, and then I can say if name equals if name is empty, then return person default like this. And then we'll have to say let age equals parts dot nth 1 dot unwrap or 0, I guess. We're gonna steal a JavaScript trick here. And then we'll say let parsed age equals age dot parse. And then we'll say if air equals parsed age, return person default. Oh. Expected person. No, it's not missing anything yet. We can also do that. Okay, so then if the age is fine and the name is fine, then I think we can just do person name age. Expected string, okay. To this is, what's this saying? This says expected U8 found ampersand stir. Oh, whoops, yeah. Parsed age. Let's see, expected U8 found result. Mismatch type. Okay, I guess we could do this. Would have to specify the type U8. I guess I have to match against this. Match parsed age. Okay, A. Alright. Apparently this is not working. Cannot mutate immutable, but oh. Okay. Borrow a move value here. Parts. Okay, so how do I turn an iterator into a list so I don't have to let's see. How do I collect? No, I have no idea. I've basically given up on Rust. Because whenever I do shit like this, it's like whenever I do stuff like this where I do like collect, then it says, then it's like, oh, we can't figure out what you're trying to do here. We don't know what this is. Okay. Why can't there just be like a to-list method? Why we gotta make it hard? Just give me like a to-list. I'm just not smart enough for Rust, guys. I'm admitting defeat. Let's see, strings, iter. No, I just want, let's see, I want to split a string by comma, and I just want a list of the resulting things after they were split. So you can tell use collect with a type or have a type written for the variable the collect returns into. Okay. God, that's so painful. Do I want owned? I guess I want this, probably. I don't honestly know. Guess I'll do this one. Split dot collect Comparison operators cannot be chained. Let's see. That. Okay. In which case, then I can change this to length. Okay. And then I think this I can change to just an index. And I don't need this. Same thing here, I think. And then this doesn't have to be mutable. See, slice from is implemented for person. I think that made everything happy. Oh shoot, I'm not even doing the right exercise. I'm pretty sure I got off by 1. I'm supposed to be doing this one. Wonderful. Let's see. Typecasting Rust is done via the usage of as operators. Note that as operator is not only used when typecasting, it also helps with renaming imports. Okay. Make a conversion before dividing. So you want cannot divide f by u size. So then can we do let length equals values dot length as f64? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Length. Aw, man, did I really just close that terminal window? That's not frustrating at all. Woohoo! We did it. And then what was the next one? I think I've done 2 out of order. We did that one. Need to do from stir now. Okay, this is similar to the previous from into exercise, but this time we'll implement from stir and return errors instead of falling back to a default value. Additionally, upon implementing from stir, you can use the parse method on strings to generate an object of the implementer type. You can read more about it in the documentation. I'm just going to say this, but this is like the easy button. Whenever you're whenever you're trying to teach somebody something, this is like the easy button to avoid having to teach it. Is you just say, well, read the documentation. I mean, it's a valid thing to say, but it's like pushing the easy button. Let's see, to complete this from stir implementation to be able to parse a person out of a string in the form of mark 20. Note, we'll need to parse the age component into a U8 with something like 4. Okay, split the given. So this is basically the same exercise, just we're returning a result. Okay, so I'm just going to copy pasta. I'm going to copy pasta from this one into the other one. Excuse me. Big yawn. Not enough coffee this morning. Okay. So then whenever we encounter a failure condition, we're going to say error parse person error. then air parse person air no name, or we can do parse person air parse int takes in e. Otherwise, we return OK. Why is it complaining? Expected result person parse person error, but found parse person error. Match arms have incompatible types. Found enum. Expected enum results. Found enum parse person error. Oh. Now we're all happy. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, we're almost to the end of this thing. We're on 90. We're on 92 out of 94. This is so exciting. Rex, to expand on the from stir thing, it's the backing trait behind the ubiquitous parse function. People often confuse it with from ampersand stir, which isn't allowed to fail. Interesting. Yeah, this seems like a lot of type conversion generics convenience, right? Which is nice. I mean, it's nice. The thing is I haven't written enough Rust code to really value what this stuff does for me. You know what I mean? I need to go build some actual projects with Rust. And I need to spend many months writing Rust to really, I think, value it as a language. This has been a nice little crash course, little side quest, but I think to really value it, I probably need to spend more time with it in actual, like, concrete things. Let's see. Tuple implementation. Convert RGB color values must be integers in the 0 to 2 and including 255 range. Okay. So that would mean we just need to check, I guess, to see. Right? I think. Can I iterate over a tuple? I don't know. Let's see. Can I iterate over a tuple in Rust? You cannot directly. This is because statically typed language. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Okay. Am I disconnecting from YouTube? I feel like every so often I feel like I see YouTube flash. Oh, I've missed a lot of messages. Hold on. We gotta catch up here. There's a reason it's an acronym, RTFD. What's RTFD? Rachel, as is a high present, you could always do just values.length as F64. The underscore lets Rust infer the vec type. Oh, interesting. Let's see, Voltaire. If you do stir, it will hold a reference to the original string, so lifetimes immutability could be a problem. I don't know, it worked. It seemed to work. Whatever I did worked. Good morning, Milo Gamer Pro. Sorry I missed your message, man, when you showed up. Learning Rust became the main quest. Yeah, learning Rust did become the main quest, but we're trying to get off the we're trying we're trying to start tracking a new quest. We're almost there. Psalm, what is the best way to learn Python? Psalm, if you're still here, I don't know if you're still here, but I think the best way to learn Python is to go to Python for Everybody. So I always say for people to go here http py4e.com. I think that's the best. I think that's the best course. It's the course I took, which I guess is kind of biased in a way. But yeah, that's where I would start. Tuples can't be iterated because in theory each index would be a different type and thus a different size, which makes sense. This makes sense. Ryan, RTFD is read the fucking docs. Yeah, this is true. This is a real thing. Although some people's docs just suck. I mean, sometimes you read a doc and you're still left wondering, like, that didn't help me at all. I guess, which is where AI comes into play. Crew, good morning, everyone. Good morning, crew. I'm getting the occasional stall on Twitter, or Twitch, I guess you mean? Huh. Yeah, that's weird. Everything looks fine in my broadcasting software, but every so often on YouTube it seems like it pauses and buffers. All right, did I catch up to everybody? Yeah, I think I got everybody. Duck Boy, I like that greeting. Maybe I need to adopt that greeting. Good time zones, everyone. Just the catch-all. No, I don't want to use an array. Yeah, I guess I just have to do this one by one. I don't know. I always think there's a clever way to do stuff, and I probably spend too much time trying to find the clever way instead of just doing the. Let's see. So we could do something like if tuple dot zero let's see. Rust. How to check if a number is within a range. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we could do this. But I kind of feel like this is kind of nice. Like, we could do like, let valid range equals 0 to 255. And then what you can do, valid range dot contains tuple dot 0. And then we can do return air into color air, or something like that. Otherwise, return what? return self. Oops. Expected I32, found I16, mismatch type, expected reference. Consider borrowing here. Okay. Then what are you complaining about here? The self constructor can only be used with tuple or unit structs. So what does that mean? I don't know what that means. What does this error message mean? You're using the self trait? Oh! That's actually a good idea. Should I be wrapping that? Yeah. I keep forgetting to do that. We're doing that. I definitely need to be wrapping something with OK though, right? Let's see. Use self. Okay. So use what, this? Or should I be doing this maybe? Color? Use struct literal syntax instead of calling. Oh. So return OK. Color. Expected U8, found I16. So is there some way I'm supposed to be doing this that's like more clever or something that automatically does the cast? I have no idea. God, I'm so ready to be done with this godforsaken language. Let's see. I've got no idea how to deal with any of these three or any of this. Let's define the error. Okay, we already have that defined. Implement the logic. Okay, yeah, see, like, I guess, I don't know. I guess I don't understand. I don't understand that I'm just supposed to know to do these things, but maybe that's just because I haven't written enough Rust code. I need more reps. It conversion. There you go. It works. Well, Gemini, you are a better Rust developer than I am. Let's see, array implementation. So we're going to take an array, okay. So then we should be able to do basically the same thing we did here, but just map over it, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Map over an array in Rust, and if any of the maps fail, return an error. Okay. Okay. So I guess what I do here is I can do array. Actually, hold on. We need to do let results equals array.map, and then we'll say I, and we will say I dot try into dot collect. What does this return? I guess try into works because we typed this to U8, right? So then we could do this. U8. This will give me a result. How do I specify that try into should go? Huh. And I don't know how to do any of this. This is very frustrating. David Bailey. Good morning, David Bailey. What's cooking, Rooster? Nothing much. Just trying to sweat my way through these last few Rust exercises so I can move on. Danny, I went back and revisited your Go stream in order to understand how you learned it, and it's helping me a lot. Nice, very cool. Yeah, Go was way more. Go seemed to be way more achievable for me than Rust has been. Rayx, honestly, you're doing great. You're consistently on the right track, but then Gopi tells you or Clippy tells you you're doing something slightly wrong if you back out completely. Clippy scared me off. Voltaire, if you want to try something easier, I suggest assembly. No, I am officially over learning new languages for a little while. Insoquit, maybe? Insoquit, I think is how you say your name. Woohoo, love the content. Oh, thank you very much, man. That's super nice of you to say. Today's content is just a lot of frustration, so if you're down for that, hang out. If you're not, no worries. Let's see. Okay, I need to do this on an array and a slice too. What would that look like? Implementing this for arrays and slices. We'll see. Implementing for array. Destructure the array. Oh, okay. Implementing for slice. See, like I would have thought there was a more clever way to do this, but I guess there's not. I would have guessed there was a way to like iterate over without having to access each individual element. But I guess not. So for this one, we're literally going to do the same exact thing. We're just going to yank, paste, and instead of accessing the tuple, we are going to do this. And then we're going to do, I guess, R here. And that's okay to do because we can shadow the variable. And then we're going to do B. And then the same thing is going to happen for the slice, only instead of doing the destructuring, we are just going to access the elements directly. And I got, if you can't see, if you're on YouTube, I got all this from Gemini. Let's see, so we'll do slice 0, slice 1, slice 2. Okay. Let's see, that doesn't look like it's happy, does it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so something failed here. Slice, excess length failed, insufficient length. Okay. So if, oh no, slice. So let's see, down here we basically say if slice
Did
dot.
we just become best friends?
Hey, cracked dev, thanks for the follow. Can I suggest Fortran or Cobalt? You can suggest them. They're just gonna sit on the shelf though. They're gonna sit on the shelf. Let's see, if slice length does not equal 3, then return error into color. No. Bad length. So we should return. I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think it worked. We already did that one. We already did this one, and we know exactly how I was feeling at the moment when we did it. Alright, I guess now it's going to check them all. I don't think that I know Rust though at this point though. I think though like at this point like I have some familiarity with Rust, right? I probably need another good month or two of building shit with it. Woohoo! Let's go. All right, I'm clipping that. Let's see. Let's get a screenshot here. Oh, oops, I didn't save it. I guess I don't need to save it. I'll just post it on Blue Sky. Congrats. Yeah, I'm glad to be done. Let's see. With a little help, with a little help from my friends in chat and my other buddy, Gemini. Man, you guys were my emotional support team there for a second. Good times, good times. All right. I come in the perfect time. You did come in the perfect time, Ilmanian. Let's see. Get add. Get commit and feature. We did it, chat. Man, that was rough. I will say those last couple of days were rough. All right, now I'm gonna drink some coffee. It's like a reward. Now just Steven, everyone in the chat in a Rust app. Yeah, I think I'm gonna work on my Notepad app a little bit. Lambda, what is this for? We were doing an exercise. We were doing a group of exercises called Rustlings that was supposed to help me learn Rust. And I think 75% of it was pretty helpful, and then there was like 25% of it where I just kind of felt like I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it to somebody else if you're reading the Rust programming language book and you are if you're reading the Rust programming language book and you don't have any good ideas for projects and you want to get used to reading and writing Rust, it would be good. I think my plan with Rust, because I still don't want Rust to be a mystery, so I still want to get practice with it, but I don't want to spend 3 hours a day doing it. Is I might go do another course on Pluralsight, and then I think I might build a couple more projects, but they'll probably be off stream. But yeah, I think overall right now what I'm thinking about Rust is good language, super powerful, obviously, super powerful. Can feel foreign because of the way it does memory management. If you're not coming from if you're coming from a managed language like I was. Some of the syntax seems kind of terse and difficult to parse at times, which is more of a skill issue than a reflection on the language, really. What else? I like that. I like the way they do testing. I kind of think it's interesting how they have testing co-located with the source code or the production code. What else? I feel like taking time to learn Rust made me a better developer, or will continue to and has made me a better developer, because it definitely has forced me to think a lot more about what parts of my code are accessing which, like, how do I put this? Um, what? How do I say this? The data that is being used by my code, it's made me much more subtle or much more thoughtful about how that data is being passed around, who is reading to it, and who is writing to it. And I think that's probably a very helpful thing to be aware of. So I think that's a huge W. Um, but yeah, nothing. I thought maybe I'd have something profound to say, but I don't. I don't really have anything super profound. Other than, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Rayx, he would truly struggle with Zig, truly struggle with Zig. I think I probably struggle with any language. Every language I've learned has been a struggle. There's never been one language where I just like picked it up overnight. It was a struggle to learn Python. It was a struggle to learn C Sharp. It was a struggle to learn JavaScript. I am not I'm not a very I'm not a very clever, like, I'm not a naturally clever, I guess, or smart person. I just stick with things for a very long time and then get better at them. Always wasted cool mic. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I've had this forever. It's super old, cheap, kind of low end quality. I think it's like it was $50 when I bought it. It may be even cheaper now. Um, I like walked into a Best Buy in like 20, I don't know. I guess it would have been like 2014, maybe 2013, and bought it for $50 and just have always used it. Danny, next you might give a change for Python. Who knows? I who knows? No, that I the last 30 days of or the last 20 or so days of doing Rust, I'm ready to go back to something I'm a little bit more familiar, at least on stream. Like I'm excited to get back to something on stream where I'm actually building stuff, right? Actually making progress on something. I came up with a really clean solution for from into dot. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, you should share it. Share it in the coding channel. Lambda, got it. Yeah, I'm still learning Lua. I've never programmed in my life until recently. Python, C, and Rust are on the list of ones to get an understanding of for sure. Everyone uses those, it seems. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people, definitely a lot of people use Python. I don't think Rust is as popular as a lot of people like to make it out to be. I think people like to talk about Rust because it's kind of like a cool flex for them to say, like, well, I know Rust. But I don't think Rust really, like, in terms of like actual usage, I think it's probably pretty low on the developer survey. You'd be able to learn lists pretty easily. You think? I don't know, man. I think it would be a struggle with all those parens. When I look at it, I just think, what the fuck is happening here? Edge Runner Nova. I start internship next Monday on back end. I feel huge imposter syndrome that I will freeze, not know what to do, or not catch things first. Any advice for the first day? Edge Runner Nova. My advice would be all of those things are going to happen probably at some point. Like, you're going to freeze up. You're not going to know what to do. There's going to be things that you take up slower than others. Like, all those things are going to happen. And I think just embrace that. Like, you're there as an intern, right? Nobody expects probably a whole lot from you. So just try your best, be on time, be organized, over communicate, be willing to ask to be educated, right? Admit your ignorance. Don't try to pretend like you know something when you don't know something. I mean, people at least me, if you were my coworker, I would respect you far more if you just came up to me and was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I would respect you far more than pretending you know what you're doing and then come to find out, a week or two later, you still haven't sorted it, right? I mean, I just did that yesterday. I was working on something at work with something with our CI/CD system, and I just went to one of my coworkers and was like, "Look, I've never used this system before. Can you please, please, Master Jedi, take me under your wing?" There's nothing wrong with that. So I just don't put so much pressure on yourself. Bro, try Lua. I learned a lot in a week. It calls functions from top to bottom with almost no syntax. Interesting. Very cool. I've heard people say Lua is kind of interesting because Lua is what Roblox uses for their scripting language. So people have gotten into Lua to build like Roblox mods and stuff. It's just kind of interesting. Python is a completely different experience. I mean, Rust is a completely different experience than any language I've ever written. I think at this point, I might reach for Python before Rust. But maybe that will change if I get a little bit more comfortable with Rust. Rust just still seems very, very foreign. I think I need to write a lot more lines of code before I can make a final decision on Rust. Edge Nova, I think I got your question answered. But if you have any follow ups, just let me know. Happy to.
I'd like to say something. Hey, in the next week, month, or even years, if you decided to learn new language, give Python or C++ a chance, please.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do C++. Python I already know. That's the thing. Like, I already know Python. I just don't like writing it. Like I maintain a Python library for the API that we publish at work, and I do that begrudgingly. Lua's internals are bizarre. Yeah. Sharat, hello Sharat, good to see you. Rust is really impressively performant, and everything being so explicit makes edge case hunting almost non-existent. Devs especially like it for drivers and microservices. Yeah, and I think that's where it's like I just don't understand. I don't understand, right, all the problems that Rust was designed to solve. So it's and again, like I haven't written enough of it. So I shouldn't have strong. I don't have strong feelings about Rust, other than I think it's a cool language, and I'm really glad that I took the time to try to get somewhat familiar with it. I just think I need to write a lot more of it before I kind of put it in my tier ranking, I guess, if you will. Roblox devs mostly use Lua, which has more compiler features like generic types, etc. Sort of like TS versus JS. Oh, interesting. I did not realize there was a superset of that language. If Rust was a challenge, then C++ will fold you like a chair. It's maybe not as exotic, but nothing is there to help when you mess up memory. Well, then I would definitely shoot myself in the foot. Rex. Honestly, Rust is semantically a subset of C++, so not much difference there until you get into template metaprogramming, which is a whole nother beast. Yeah, it sounds like this is a rabbit hole you could fall very far very fast down, which is good. Lambda. Python has more resources than your local library. It's fucking insane. I downloaded a game whose express purpose is teaching Python, a game on Steam, LOL. Somebody, that's so funny you mentioned that, Lambda. I think Oblivion mentioned this exact same thing yesterday. Yeah, I'm learning straight Lua on Stormworks API right now. Nice, very cool. Yeah, the Python game though is funny. What was it called? Oh crap, I forget the name of it. The farmer was replaced. That was the name of it. Yes, is that what you're talking about? Oh, Joy of Programming. So it's something different, but same idea. It's like the same. It's like the same idea, I guess, using a game to learn how to write Python code. Let's see, C++ is really nice though. In writing, it doesn't need to be complex. You can basically just write C with sugar. Very cool. Well, I think for now I think for now, like, I definitely am never not gonna learn another. That didn't make any sense. I definitely will learn more programming languages in my life, but I think for the foreseeable future, I'd like to just focus on building some larger, more complex, longer term projects that I have in mind for 2025 or 2026. Sorry, I time traveled for a second. So that will likely be the plan going forward on stream. So if that's not really you're much more interested in watching people like learn net new stuff, I get it. But I think over the next couple months will be a lot of building stuff. All right. I think what we'll do now is maybe spend a little bit of time tinkering on the Rust Notepad app that we've been building. And why is that taking so long to open? Okay, so what's the state? What is the state of this thing right now? I think this is actually in a really good place from a style perspective. Geez, this thing's taking forever to run. Is my computer under load or something? Yeah, I wonder what is this? Is that cargo run? Yeah, that must be what it is. Oh, you know what? Oh boy. Come on. There we go. Jesus, that was forever in a day. Hellbending more Rust. We finished Rustlings. So we got to the end of Rustlings, which was good. I did speed run it a little bit, but we did finish it. And I put evidence on Blue Sky. I mean, if you don't post about it, it doesn't happen, right? So we did finish Rustlings. And now what I'm doing is I'm returning to my Notepad app that I started but had kind of paused work on to finish the rustling exercises. And I think for the most part, the next features that need to be added to this are pretty incremental. And so what I think I'm going to do...
Blackfire26299 is telling you to drink some coffee.
Thank you very much, Blackfire. Appreciate you. Actually, I'm almost.
Blackfire26299 is reminding you to hydrate.
Thank you, Blackfire. Thank you for watching out for me. So kind of you. Is it multi-threaded yet? I don't think so. I mean, it is async. The file operations are asynchronous, so they don't block, which is nice. So I think the last thing I want to implement before we figure out how to publish this is word wrap. So right now, if we type a line, so I can scroll, right? But I think I want the ability to do word wrap. Like toggle this. Like same way we can toggle preview, I think I want the ability to toggle word wrap. So let's see if we can implement that. Oh, first, hold on. First, let's go get coffee, and then let's see if we can implement that. Split pane, split up. You know, and also I want to say, like, I know I was kind of saying at the end of Rustlings that, like, I don't know Rust, but the truth is, like, I really do, because I refactored this whole code base, right? And I figured out how to do the async IO bits. Like, I do know it somewhat, right? So, like, it's not that this 30-day or this 20-day experiment was really a failure. I just know that I need a lot more reps. Like it's not enough. 20 days or 30 days or whatever of writing this language is not enough, right? This needs to probably be like a multi-month endeavor to become really good at it, or halfway decent at it. Okay, so let's do.
I'd like to say something.
What font do you use?
I use a font called Cascadia Cove Nerd Font, I think is the name of it. Actually, if you type !font in the chat, it'll take you to the link. It'll give you a link that'll take you. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I've adopted that font into everything, into my websites, into my editor setups, into my notepad application that I'm building. It's everywhere. All right, I'm gonna go pull a shot of espresso, and I'll be right back.
Kelsey
There.
says slacker.
Good morning, Kelsey. Love you, honey. Let's see. Real G's know that Fiora Code Mono is the only best font. No, bro. No. Cascadia Cove. I mean, Fiora's fine. Fiora's okay. But... All right. Let's see if we can add word wrapping here. So I believe off our editor, we should be able to do something like this. Yep. And what does wrapping take? Let's see. Wrapping takes a wrapping, which is probably some sort of enum. And let's do that.
Your prize for completing rustlings earlier.
Dude, Duck, that's so
Congrats
nice.
again.
That's so nice,
Also,
man.
Rusted.
First off, that's super kind of you. Not necessary at all, but thank you very much. I very much appreciate the donation. And thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was good to complete that. I still think I have a lot to learn. And I've had a ton of blast building this application. So what I might do is I might try to find other opportunities where I can build like desktop apps, right, to practice more Rust, or maybe build some TUIs. I know somebody recommended Ratatouille, right? Ratatouille, I think is the name of the TUI, or is that a movie? Is that a Rust TUI library, or is that a movie? Did I just make that up? Is it both? It's both. Okay, it's like, I was gonna say, did I just make that up? Ratatouille. So this is the movie, right? Yeah, this is the movie. Rust. Yes, this one. Yeah, so I think I might try to find an excuse to do something with this at some point. But this is all going to take a backseat because I don't want to get distracted. You guys know I kind of have 3 big goals, or maybe you don't know because some of you probably are new here. But I kind of have 3 big goals for this year when it comes to development. I have 3 projects I'd really like to make some real progress on. So let's see, like let's do development goals.md 2026. And let's see, projects. So the first one I'm going to tackle is I want to replace YNAB with my own solution. And if you're not familiar, YNAB is like a budgeting software. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing I want to do is I want to build some sort of node-based editor for doing ETL work. So basically what I mean by that is I want to be able to have the ability to, like, if you were to sit down and write a Python script to move data out of, say, Active Directory into a SQLite database, I want to be able to do that in sort of a no-code, node-based innate-in type of tool. And then I want to build a Learn C# with tests website. And I think all 3 of these are going to be like multi-year things. Or not multi-year, multi-month, things. So I really need to use some of my time on stream to make them happen. And other things just kind of are going to have to not distract from that. So those are the things I want to accomplish. We'll see if we actually get them accomplished. Hellbending, you can do all of these in Rust. If I do all of these in Rust, then they will be multi-year projects. Yeah, if I if I choose to do them in Rust, they will not all be done in 2026. If I do them in C# and TypeScript, there's a much better opportunity I get them done. Good morning, Rockin' Brain. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. All right, let's see what that changed. My hope is that now whenever we go to... Dude, I've got to figure out my mouse situation. It's so laggy. Come on, Rust. Come on, do your job. You can do it. Alright, now let's go ahead and open a file. Okay. So that doesn't seem like it's working. Uh-oh. Oh no. My application, what's happening? It's like hung. I guess close the program. Huh. That was weird. I've never had that happen before. Seemed like it happened on the resize, didn't it? Let's see, open. Okay, so that's not working. Or at least the word wrapping is not working. So, what have I done wrong? I'm guessing it's because the scrollable must be super, super wide or something. Let's try removing this. Oops. Not familiar with ICE or GUI, but do you have to wrap the buffer itself? I honestly don't know. Yeah. If I had to guess, it's something to do with the size of the editor. Like the horizontally, it doesn't... Oh, now my editor's not even showing up. Oh no, that's there.
Kelsey
Already.
says internet's down.
Oh, is it really? So how am I still live? Wait, am I still live? I don't know. Is our internet really down? Huh. I don't see that, honey. Or at least all my stuff
Kelsey
seems...
says, haha, no, it's fine.
You're funny. I was like, am I still alive? You got rusted? I did get rusted. So you're trying to fit a foot-long hot dog in a 6-inch bun. Ryan just got to work early, got to run, but you should make sure you're not forgetting garbage collection. Okay, sounds good. See you, Ryan. Hellbending, you'd be surprised Tori is TypeScript plus Rust, front and back, respectively. Yeah, maybe I should give Tori a try. I feel like maybe I would be less frustrated doing the GUI aspect of this desktop app if I was using WebTech. But I kind of decided, I specifically chose not to use Tori because I didn't want to rely on any pre-existing like programming knowledge. I wanted to have to be forced to use only Rust. That's why I chose. That was the main reason to choose Iced, was because of that. Oh my goodness. My wife was trying to pull a joke on me. Okay, so here we have the scrollable. The scrollable is wrapped in a even the Rust aspect of Tori is super simple, where you have a lot of API examples to copy from. See, that's nice. I feel like that's one of the ways I learn best is by seeing how other people have done stuff. And so I think that's one thing with ICE that's been a little difficult is the documentation is obviously not like super great. But that's not a knock on ICE. That's like they're very upfront about that it's experimental software. So it was really my choice, right? So I walked into this fully aware. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We have our editor, and our editor is going in a scrollable. But when we apply wrapping, our editor is not wrapping. So how could we fix this? Well, let's try to wrap this in a responsive. And let's see, we will do this gives us a size. And then we can come down here and say, great, that. And then responsive, we can set the width on the editor. Say width. Should we set the response on the width or the scrollable? Oh, sorry. Should we? I cannot talk today. Should we set the width on the editor or the scrollable? Width, length. Let's do fixed, and we will do size dot width. I mean, I don't really know, so we're just gonna have to try. Let's see what that does. My editor is no longer what do you call it? My editor is no longer taking up the space. Let's see. Let's do height. Put a length fill on here as well. This is the one part about development that has been super kind of painful. Has been the iteration loop on the UI stuff is just very slow because you're constantly having to start and stop, start and stop. Okay, for some reason my editor is not. It's not working. So what I did have before I changed everything was I had this in a container like that, and I had this set to height like that. That's how I originally had it. So what happened? Helbin, you can use a watch command. There's also a bunch of things for optimizing compile time. Oh, really? Like just flags you have? Do you have to set like certain flags or something when you run the commands? Okay, it's like my editor is busted. What happened? Alright. This is why we should always start on a new branch. So so what we're gonna do is we're just going to do git stash, and this is going to be, let's see, load file. Yes, load file. Okay. So I think that just reset more than what I wanted, but that's fine. It's fine. See, my GitHub is same as my Discord name. I've got a Rust template repo that has a bunch of optimization stuff in the cargo.toml and a handful of useful commands. Oh, nice. Very cool. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. All right, so this should be back to the way it was. So right now I can't scroll because I don't have a scrollable. Well, I guess I can scroll horizontally and vertically, but there's no scroll bar. Okay, git stash pop 0. Bring it back here. Okay, so let's do remove this stuff. Remove the responsive. Get rid of that. Leave the scrollable stuff. Get rid of the width. Height, length, fill. We still want that. We have auto scroll. Okay. Now let's take a look at what this does. Okay. Cargo run. There's my editor back. There's my scroll bar. My vertical scroll bar is back, which you guys can't see, but it's there. And we have our horizontal scroll. It just doesn't support wrapping. So what I want to do is I want to constrain the size of, let's say, the container. So let's say width is going to be, let's say, a length of fixed. And let's just set, for now, let's just set this to like 800. Let's see what happens. This is all very much trial and error. Okay, that seems to work, but I think because it's fixed, if I make the window bigger, we're still limited. Okay, so I think that's what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. This is the experience I want. Now I think what I need to do this is where I think the responsive thing comes into play, because the responsive thing will tell me how much space is available. And then I can say responsive like this. And then wrap that into, and I think I still have to specify a height here, which will be, excuse me, length fill. And then we can say you take a lambda that has size, and that size.
Kelsey says gross.
My wife is the ultimate troll. She's a moderator, and she's a and she likes to troll me. Okay, so let's see if that. Oh, this is complaining because I need to do move. Okay, so do cargo run again. See if that any better. Good morning, Pee Wee. Or should I say Uncle Pee Wee? Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay. So I think that's what we want when word wrapping is turned on, right? But I think what we want when word wrapping is turned off is the scroll. So let's see if that works. So let's say we do wrapping none. Dang it, that doesn't work. So if I set a fixed size on the container, huh.
I'd like to say something.
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Barry, breakfast is ready. Coming. Hang on a second. Hello? Barry? Adam? Can you believe this is happening? I can't.
Thank
Kelsey
you.
says that says
It does say ah. Uncle. First of all, that was it started off like you were going to say something very inspirational, and then it just devolved. Sorry, what are we learning today? We finished Rustling, so this is the end of our Rust arc on stream, at least for the foreseeable future. So what we're doing right now is we're just working on this Notepad application that I built with Rust, trying to put some final finishing touches on it. It was the first part of the Bee Movie. Oh, I've never heard of the Bee Movie. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. So what you're saying is bees basically have honey badger mentality. Bees don't give a fuck, you know? They don't care. They don't care that they should be able to fly. They do it anyways. Okay, so what's the solution here? Oh, I should probably quit wrestling, shouldn't I? So what's the solution here? The solution, I guess, is to constrain the container, but don't use this to do it. Or maybe this should be used to constrain the scrollable. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. What if we do... Yeah, let's try that. So we got length down here. Let's see what happens if we constrain the controllable. What happens there? Huh. So I can still, for whatever reason, the size of the responsive seems to say that it's got like a ton of room. So I wonder, now you will notice we have the tabs up here, right? So the tabs work correctly, right? So we basically, when the tabs overflow, the container, we get the scroll bar to show up. Which is good. And that's basically the experience we want down here. So let's look at how do we build the tabs? The tabs are built how? Let's see. Tabs are built like this. So we have our tabs, and we're mapping over that list of tabs. And then we return a scrollable with the tabs in a row in a container. Wonder if that's necessary. Okay, that doesn't work. That didn't work. We want to be able to do it without wrapping. So right now, my editor is in a container. It's not in a row. So I guess we could try to put it in a row. Kind of like the tabs are. Let's see, ice widget, it's implemented for. Doesn't like that for some reason. We don't need that either. I wonder if maybe the container needs to be wrapping the scrollable. I honestly don't know. I don't know how to make this work the way I want it to work. This is definitely the closest I've been. When the container that surrounds the editor has a fixed width, this is the closest I've gotten to what I want. But it's not exactly what I want. Bro's got to be capping about the B-movie thing. Okay. So that's good. But the reason that's happening is because the container has a fixed width on it. But I'd really like that container to basically, I really want the container to go to the edge of the screen, right? And it's not. Let's do some visual debugging here. So let's do see if we can do, let's see, border. Does this have a border method? Nope, it just has a style function, but that's fine. Let's see, we'll take some styles. Takes a theme, returns a style. Theme. That. And let's do, let's see, container. Actually, we'll do style. Excuse me. Border. And we'll do container. This is going to be, let's see, border. So like a so let's do default. Yeah. Let's set this to like 5. And then what's this? A color. Let's set this to something like color. What does this take? Let's do 0, X. I think that's like super bright red. Okay, and then let's see what this looks like if we set this to fill. I'm just curious how this container like fits inside the scrollable. Like, does it actually go, does it go off the side of the window, right? Or does it come to the edge of the window? Let's see, start with the data first, then fiddle with behaviors in separate ways. Rust as a language can be distilled down to just make incorrect states entirely unrepeatable in your program. Take it very literally and almost never any bugs. Nice, that's good advice, I feel like. Okay, I don't see the container's borders. Do you? Container style. That is red, right? That's hexadecimal for red. Yeah, FF000. Okay, so why is that not coming the way I would expect? I would have expected to see red, but I don't see any red here. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. I'm not getting frustrated. I'm not frustrated. RRGGBBAA. Yes. So I should have the right. Yeah, I should have the right value. You guys have a good memory for these things, chat. This is what I was expecting to see. So here's the editor. And obviously the editor is overlaying the top of its container, which is fine. And it's going to keep expanding, and then it's eventually going to grow over the container, and we're going to display our scroll bar. Interesting. So whenever the container's width is set to length fill, something odd is happening, right? Because the container is inside the scroll bar. So why? Why is it doing that? Do we get color fonts? In my editor or my notepad application? No, my notepad application's super basic, man. It's just gonna have one theme to start with and one font. It's only meant to serve me. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. What can I test next to better understand the behavior? So, we know that the container is here, and let's turn off. Okay, so let's turn off wrapping. I think turning off wrapping will help us understand the behavior a bit. So let's go rerun this guy. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys Happy Friday. I forgot. We made it through a whole nother week. I don't know how your guys' week was, but mine was pretty good. We made it through a whole week. Okay. So we turned off word wrapping, and now we have this. This doesn't overflow. So what I would expect to happen here is we get a scroll bar. But we're not getting a scroll bar. I thought at one time we did have a scroll bar in this scenario. Oh, here we go. So we do have a scroll bar right here. Here's our scroll bar. So if we make the window small, we do get a scroll bar that shows up here. But it's scrolling the container. I don't know how to make this work, man. This is where using a web technology would probably have been easier. Iced text editor horizontal scrolling. Let's see, resize text editor. I'm creating a small GUI. I have managed to add widgets I want, but now I want them to fill the window. I want the text editor to fill up the horizontal space below it, or the window to resize itself according to the size of the text editor, so that I only have to give an explicit size to one of them. So let's see what he's got going on here. This is how to make the text editor grow to fill the empty space. Okay, that's not helpful. I'm guessing I'm not going to find much help on this, am I? Oh my goodness, what is up with this 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 website's color palette's pretty opinionated. I actually think this is the example from the iced repo. I think this is the samples. I think this is the sample from the scrollable. Scrollable. Okay. So how do they accomplish this? Let's see, view. So they have scroll controls, they have the scroll to end button, they have the scrollable content. They have width fill, height fill, direction horizontal. So we have column, we have text, more columns. So the scrollable is always the thing that wraps the outer, it looks like. Yeah. I don't think that was particularly helpful, but there was a GitHub of iced examples. Yeah, I have the examples on their GitHub, and their examples are actually really helpful. It's just I can't figure out what to do. Duckboy, mine was pretty peaceful. Turbulent weekend with cold wind though. Yeah, it's been cold here too. We've had snow on the ground for most of the last week. It's been very, very cold. But yeah, other than that, my week was good. I had a lot of meetings the first half of the week. I probably spent like 12 hours this week in meetings. It's a lot of meetings, which is unusual for me. I know some people basically like live their work week in meetings, but that's not typically how my week is. Okay, so if I change this to length fill, which it seems like that's what it does by default, actually. So I don't probably need to specify that. I'm kind of curious. What do you think? What do we think happens if we put the scrollable? Let's see. Let's see. Width equals length fixed, and let's just set this to 800. This is like, this reminds me a lot of like the first times you start learning about when you're building a website and you start learning about like Flexbox and overflows and how to make things grow to the available space. This is I'm having like the desktop equivalent of that experience right now. Okay, really? It doesn't matter? Oh, it does matter. So you can see scrollable here is like, nope, you're done. But it doesn't trigger the scroll bar? That seems weird. So the scroll can go on forever and ever and ever. What I want, this is, okay, so this is, let me clearly express what I want, because that helps sometimes. What I want is I want a container for the editor that takes up all the available space, like this. Oh, people on YouTube can't see this. I want a container that takes up all the available space, and then when the editor surpasses the length of that space, I want there to be a scroll bar here so that we can scroll horizontally and see it, right? It's basically the same thing we have going on for the vertical, where if I go to the bottom, we start getting a scroll bar so that we can see where we are. Right? Makes sense. Seems easy enough. So how do I do that? I don't know how to do this, man. Is there like a discussion? Here we go. Horizontal scroll. Is there a horizontal scroll example? I checked in the samples directory, but I cannot find it. There is no horizontal scroll yet. Oh no, this was 2021. This will be implemented in 1550. Just need to address some comments. Who is this person? Recovering Rust dev. What does that mean? Does that mean Rust like really fucked her up and she had to take a break from it or something? That's pretty funny. Let's see. Multi-directional scrolling. So that's what we already do today. Okay. which is cool, right? That's cool. That's what we want. But what I can't figure out is, let's see. Horizontal scroll bars will always be rendered so that if a vertical scroll bar is present, it will adjust its width to always be shunted to the left so that no overlap will occur. You will see this in action in the video I posted above. Okay. It's like there's some back and forth. Nothing there that looks particularly helpful. Is horizontal scrollable on the table already? I know that's not, but there are cases where it would be nice to have. Okay. Apparently this is not the place. Guys, I'm up against it right now. Let's see if Copilot can help me. Let's see. Let's use maybe Gemini. Okay. Let's see. Yo. How do I make the text editor display a horizontal scroll bar when the text goes grows longer than the available window space. Please use the iced source code to ground all your answers. Help it. Okay, so data first, right? We know our data is the size of buffer, a way to say if it should be visible, etc. Create data structure, put that in it params, other behaviors, and enum that maps to each type of params. Well, I'm not looking to implement the UI. I want to just leverage the existing library that I'm using, which is called iStarS. I'm not looking to I'm not looking to try to dive deep into how I render a scroll bar. I just want to leverage what's already there. There's got to be a way to do this, right? This can't be a limitation of the library. You would think this would be something people want to do all the time. This could take a little while. I did pull down the other day. I did pull down.
Ilmanian is reminding you to hydrate.
Thank you very much, Ilmanian. Where did I was like, where did my water bottle go? It's on the ground. I did pull down their examples. Examples, editor, cargo run. And I'm pretty sure their example doesn't scroll, but I think it's because they don't have a scrollable on it. Or that's what I'm hoping is why. Let's see, based on
Uncle Pee-wee is telling you to drink some coffee.
Thank you, Uncle Pee-wee. I appreciate that. Let's see. Based on the ice source code, the text editor widget is primarily designed for multi-line text with a vertical orientation. As of the current implementation, it does not natively support a horizontal scroll bar or horizontal scrolling actions. However, you can control how text handles the available horizontal space using the wrapping method. By default, the text editor using wrapping word, which causes the text to wrap to the next line when it hits the edge of the widget.
Uncle Pee-wee is reminding you to hydrate.
Hold on one second. I gotta drink the coffee and then I gotta drink the water. Thank you for those very kind reminders. See, invent handling the update method using a scrollable wrapper. In typical ice usage, horizontal scrolling is achieved by wrapping a widget in a scrollable. Okay, that's what I've done. However, text editor has a limitation here. Its layout function does not currently support length shrink for its width based on the content's maximum line length. It will either fill the available space or use a fixed width. If you strictly need horizontal scrolling, you need to set a large fixed width for the text editor.
Ilmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
Ilmanian drinks more. Force width to trigger scrollable. Note, because text editor does not yet report its minimum required width to the layout engine, a fixed width is currently required to make it work inside a scrollable for horizontal navigation. Well, that's stupid. Well, so I mean, obviously, Copilot could be making this shit up. You know, I mean, it is we're talking to an LLM, but it seems like that's a limitation of the editor. And if we look at
Ilmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
somebody has a lot of channel points. I love how coffee technically dehydrates, so this is a constant loop of hydrating and dehydrating. An infinite loop. We've created an infinite loop. Danny, how do you use Oh My Posh? I do, yeah. If you actually if you type !Oh My Posh in the chat, it will send you the link to my Oh My Posh configurations if you're interested. But that is what I use to build my prompt. So it looks like their editor doesn't support.
Ilmanian is reminding you to hydrate.
Should we just make him drink only water then? No, we're gonna drink coffee and water. It's gonna be fine. Danny, nice. Yeah. It was actually 3 years ago, I think, I watched a YouTube video by Scott Hanselman, and he was the one who put me on to he was the one that put me on to Oh My Posh, which was a game changer. It makes me enjoy being in the terminal way more. Google searched iced text editor horizontal scroll bar +9 in the iced Rust GUI library. Why +9? I don't understand. Why? Okay, I can try that. I use Oh My Posh with fish. Nice, very cool. It seemed to AI something useful. Okay, let's try. We're grasping for straws right now. We spent 50 minutes trying to see how we can get a horizontal scroll bar. Okay, I've already been there. Yeah, I don't see it. Didn't give me anything new on my end. From what I gather, though, it seems like this is just a limitation. Of the editor. From what I'm gathering here. Let's see. Let's set a width on the text editor and see how that changes. Now, the width on the text editor you have to set to a specific pixel count. So we'll just do like 700. We'll see what happens. It's basically what you came back with. You have to get a container to do horizontal scrolling. So I have a container, though. That's the thing. Is the problem is it doesn't seem like it's possible, or at least it doesn't seem like it's possible at the moment. To trigger the scrollable. Okay, so let's remove. Let's try to remove the container. We'll just do editor. Just wrap the editor. So right now we have editor inside the scrollable, is what we have right now. Oh, and our editor has a fixed width also. Okay, so the first thing I see different is the scroll bar is like permanently present, which is interesting. It still doesn't trigger the scroll bar though. It just goes on infinitely. Now my markdown component works correctly. My markdown component triggers its scrollable behavior correctly, because now I'm previewing it. Oh no. Is my computer locked up? I don't think so. My mouse is like not working.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
Well, tell me what to do. I'm just kidding.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
Oh man.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
We're spamming channel points.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
Yeah, the coffee's all gone now.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
It's all gone now, man.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
I can't. I'm all out. The coffee's all gone.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
The coffee's all gone, man. It's empty.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
That it is a lot of caffeine. Hey, what's up, Nomad Ned? Good to see you.
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
That enough? Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. See?
Illmanian is telling you to drink some coffee.
Now the alerts are just behind.
Voltaire's puppet is reminding you to hydrate.
Alright, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to solve our... I also don't understand why my mouse is not working anymore. Come on. There we go. To turn it, had to just, turn it off, turn it back on. It fixes everything.
Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate.
How many channel ports does this guy have?
Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate.
Good morning, Almighty.
Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate.
All right, we might need to put a cooldown on
Illmanian
this
is
thing.
reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to hydrate. Illmanian is reminding you to
I
hydrate.
think we might need to go into StreamerBot here real quick and stick a cooldown on this thing. I still got 10k. Holy crap. Okay, do I need to increase these rewards? I thought people would have very little points, so I thought I would try to make it really easy and obtainable, because I didn't think people would hang out here very much. But apparently people hang out here more than I thought. Bad news for you. I could send you 76 hydrates. Oh my goodness. No raises? No. Okay, fine. We'll keep it low. As long as chat behaves itself, right? As long as we're not abusing it. I just don't want people to be like, I'm out of here, brother, because this is annoying, you know? Us poor need it to stay low. Fair enough. We'll keep it there. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. It wasn't super exciting. We finished wrestling. Steven got frustrated with Rust. Also, Steven struggled to figure out how to get a horizontal scroll bar to display. So, yeah. It was very exciting. Tomorrow, though, we are going to start a new chapter. We're going to put Rust down, and we are going to pick up. We're going to head back to .NET Land. So we're gonna call the side quest completed, and I'm gonna head back to .NET Land, and I'm actually gonna start planning out and working on the personal finance app that I want to build. So that's what we'll start tomorrow. I don't really have a clear idea of how. I know what technologies and stuff I want to use, but I don't know how to use all of the technologies. So there's going to be a little bit of learning, a lot of building, a lot of trial and error. So if that sounds like you would be interested in hanging out while that happens, please do come hang out. Voltaire, I was going to have a try at modifying your editor. Oh yeah, please do. I'm going to keep working on the editor. I just probably won't do that on stream a lot. Voltaire, are you going to return to it at some point? No, I'm gonna keep working on the notepad thing. I just probably am gonna not do it on stream as much. So yeah, you're welcome to fork it and tweak it. If you can get it working, I would really, really appreciate it. If somebody could get the horizontal scroll bar to work, I would be ecstatic. But what I might do is I might just leave that as a stretch goal, and just not support word wrapping. Because what I want to do is I want to have an editor that supports word wrapping, but also supports scrolling when word wrapping is turned off. So that would be the ideal state. But if I can't make that happen, then I'd much rather just not support word wrapping and just have horizontal scroll. That's my personal preference. But yeah, I'll keep, like, you. If you watch my GitHub, you'll see there'll be activity on things other than what I work on stream. But I think my plan for stream going forward is to try to use, because when you think about it, my streams are like 3 hours long, and that's a good chunk of time out of the time I have available every day to code. And so if I want to make real meaningful progress on larger things, I need to use the stream
Did we just
to
become
do
best
that.
friends?
Damazo, thank you so much for following the channel, man. Appreciate that. Rocking Brain, hey guys, have a great Friday. Keep coding. I'm going to do it, man. You too. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. All right, I'm going to get ready for work. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if it's already Saturday for you, I guess have a great start to your weekend. Otherwise, have a great end to your week. All right, y'all. If you're new here and you want to hang out on stream in the future, I'm usually live every morning from 4:15 to 7 a.m. You can catch me here on YouTube vertically or over on Twitch horizontally, depending on which platform you like and which format you prefer. If you want to hang out outside of stream, the best place to find us is Discord. You can go to discord.stevenfreeborn.com and join the party there. Otherwise, just glad to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for spending your mornings with me. I appreciate it. See you, Oblivion. Bye, Voltaire. Bye, Mark. Mark feeling better now. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Duckboy. See, Duckboy? Duck is reminding to urinate. That's exactly where I'm heading as soon as I end the stream. I'm going straight to the restroom. Bye, Duckboy. Bye, Mark. Bye, Uncle Pee-wee. Bye, Omanian. See you, Hellbending. Thanks for all the help. Bye, Nomad Ned, if you're still here. All right, I think I got everybody that was here recently. Okay, bye. Bye. See you guys. Appreciate y'all.